Day is coming up, we have a special surprise for Sister Jenna that we want to share. But I also want to acknowledge her family that is joining us here today. If you would please stand or wave. Sister Virginia is truly loved by all of us. And to share a little bit more about how loved she truly is, I'd like Corinne Petty to share a few words.
Oh, no, stay right here. Just trying to scoot out. With the launch of OLP's first ever Alumnae Reunion Weekend, we also relaunched the Alumnae Scholarship Fund, which provides scholarship for low-income students. When we announced that Sister Jenna would receive the honor today, one of our board members, Mary O'Connor, asked if she could make a gift in Sister's honor as a way to show her support. We thought that was a lovely idea and offered the opportunity for others. The outpouring of support has been truly inspiring, although not surprising, Sister, given the love we all feel for her. As of this morning, more than $10,000 has been donated to the Alumnae Scholarship Fund in honor congratulations. Thank you everyone here today who's participated. Those that aren't able to be here who participated, it was an outpouring for you, Sister. Thank you.
We talk about this all the time at board meetings. Well, what can I say after all of that? In truth, first of all, Lauren, thank you so very much for your gracious and generous words. And I see so many alums. I see classmates. Where are classmates? Would you raise your hand? Only 8 or 9 who remain. So the ones here are very precious indeed. Yeah. But I'm so honored to receive this award, the Claire Patrice Fitzgerald Award. I knew her, and she was a remarkable educator and a woman of great integrity. So it means a lot to me to receive this award. But it's not humility. I think there are many other alumni who deserve this award. You know, you have to choose one, but there are many others, that's for sure. I'm not going to talk too long, but in anticipating this event, I thought I didn't know we're going into 135 years. Yeah, well, I counted 134, and I haven't been around all that time. 63 of those, so I've got a memory of the institution. And one thing I would say, and I tell everyone, can you hear me?
Yes.
I think from the very beginning, and we all knew it, OLP was so consistent in its excellence. Academic excellence for sure, and that started us on our way. And there are differences from women in the past, and now it is very different. But the broad liberal arts education really prepared us for higher studies and for life. We knew that it was hard to take those 3-hour final exams. But importantly, as Lauren mentioned, there was an education of the heart, and that included a very strong spiritual formation, which stayed with us for life, and that was so important. But I think one of the values we learned was what has been mentioned many times, to become the women or the woman that we are capable of. And it's different for each one of us, but we were able to do that. And I think those values are still very foundational to OLP. The charism of Sisters of St. Joseph of Rondelet, I can't pass that by without Lauren mentioned them, but that charism of peace and serving others, especially the dear neighbor, as we said, was very important to us. And in recent years, it's true, there have been transitions at OLP and changes, but that CSJ charism is very clear and very much in place in every choice, in every decision. And the board is very careful about that too. But I too thought about the lace, and I'm so pleased with that gift. The lace that the sisters made in the very beginning, that was their livelihood. But when I thought about it, I thought it's really a metaphor for what happens here at USD. It's so beautiful and it's so intricate. The sisters no longer make that lace, but it's through their charism. They have woven something for us, a system of education, which is marked by different strands. And in the beginning, they're unfinished, but when they're finished, it's beautiful. We have hair, and that's important. But I think all who are here, the board, the administrators, the faculty, all of us embody that charism, and that's really, really something precious. I'm not going to talk long, but I wanted to bring up two incidents that really made a difference, and they're kind of insignificant, but the more I thought about them, I think they did make a difference. And one was my first visit to OLP. We were Lady of Peace through my mother, who was a graduate of St. Mary's Academy in Los Angeles, as was my aunts and cousins and two sisters. Connie is here today, and Mary Elizabeth, who is deceased. But they all attended St. Mary's Academy, and Connie and my other sister attended Mount St. Mary's as well. So that, I knew about it, but I didn't know where it was here in San Diego or anything. But heard the announcement about the scholarship exam, and that sounded like a pretty good idea. So I asked a resident student, she was from Coronado, she boarded here, how to get here, and she told me the number 11 bus, and all went well until I got to Horton Plaza, and I took the bus the wrong way. And at quarter 9, I left 2 hours to get here, but when I got, it was quarter to 9, the test began at 9, and I was really desperate. I really had to get here by 9. So I told the bus driver, I'm in a fix. Can you get me to Oregon? I know it's Oregon Street. And he said, you're going the wrong way. You're going the opposite direction. And he honked. I'll never forget him. He honked his horn, stopped the bus on the other side, signaled to the driver, gave me a transfer, and I ran across the street, got the bus, and got on, coming to Oregon. And I need some water, I think, here underneath. Yeah. And the bus driver knew that I was trying to get here, and he got me to Oregon, and he said, now run. And I did. I was 12 years old, and I could run pretty fast. Thank you. I ran all the way to the front door. And then when I got here, I don't know, some sister, they were all sisters, showed me into the room, the test room, and all the girls were ready, and they all looked so smart, and like they were ready to go, and my heart was pounding because I was just so scared. But anyway, took the test, but I remember that the essay subject was a refreshing shower on a hot summer day. And I said, oh, that could be very easy to write about. And so I talked about taking a shower and all the things that you would do taking a shower. But then afterwards, when we talked to the girls, at lunch, they gave us lunch, and they were saying how well they did writing this descriptive essay about a spring shower or a summer shower. I realized I lost the scholarship. But to my surprise, the envelope came a few weeks later saying I got one of the 5 scholarships. Good things sometimes come from mistakes. little incident was the uniform. You saw them in the pictures here, and we hated our uniforms. They were black with 2 pleats in front, or 4 pleats in front, 4 in the back with a loose belt, and a starch collar, those of you who were here remember, and the tie that was the color of your class. And we just, that's all we would talk about is these awful uniforms. But if we ever went someplace after school, like a Saints game, Larry's over there, one of the Saintsmen, we would put our long trench coats on. No makeup. You could get in trouble for wearing makeup, so no makeup, but we wore our trench coats. And one day, Sister Williams, who was the principal, called me in and said, "Can you keep a secret?" And I said, "Oh, yeah, I think I can." And behind her door, she had a uniform, a blue suit. It wasn't so stylish, but anyway, it was a blue suit, better than the black dress that we wore. And she said, "We're going to have an assembly, and the little one who was in the elementary, they had a different uniform. We'll have you behind the curtain, and at a point in time, you'll step out." And I said, "Oh, well, that would be interesting." And so Florence Morzinski, who was in our class, was always at the piano. She was stationed at the bench. The music began, and the 2 of us walked out, and were on the apron of the auditorium there, walking back and forth. No one caught it. Everyone just looked at us, and we kept trying to model and we couldn't give them a hint. But finally, one girl got it, and she said, "Uniform, it's a new uniform." Well, the house just went crazy. Everything. I thought, we had discipline, but no discipline. I mean, and it was very, very exciting. But what stayed with me is traditions do have their time, but sometimes they pass. And this one, it was time to pass. I learned what is obvious, but traditions, they are really important, but not for their own sake. And so change brings something new and brings hope. And surely I was graduating, but I was happy for the underclassmen that I didn't have to wear that. So in concluding, I'd just like to say, Villa Montemar, as we call Our Lady of Peace, is really our home by the sea. And it has been for all of us. It's changed over the years, but it embodies the same core values. They are very much alive here. And the philosophy of the Sisters of St. Joseph Conrad. And my hope is, and wonderful announcement this morning, but not all of the alumni, but others too will join us in continuing this mission so that those values can continue for those who come behind us. So there's an expression, Madame Rixby is there, and my French isn't very good, but there's an expression, "Merci mille fois," which means thank you 1,000 times, especially for this honor. And also I'd like to say, "Merci mille fois."